It's Madden NFL 23 on EA Sports, and today's clash of conferences is just moments away. It's the Seattle Seahawks and the Denver Broncos. All that and more coming up next on EA Sports.
In a few months' time, snow will blanket the Great Peaks just to our west, but for now, summer still in full swing at Empower Field in Mile High. Straight ahead, a rematch at Super Bowl 48, and it should be a good one between the Seattle Seahawks and the Denver Broncos. Hi again, everyone. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. With me, as always, Charles Davis. And, Charles, we look at a matchup like this. It's really the running backs that may take center stage here today.
And in today's football, they're still valuable, not just as runners, but guys who can catch the ball as well. It's really the number of touches that determines things these days.
At Super Bowl 48, the Seahawks and Broncos are underway. And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. Get a look at this Seahawk offense as they come out there, and the quarterback brought in as part of that big offseason trade, now in his fourth NFL season, Drew Lock.
I tell you what, when he's on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one is capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
Rolling to his right. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try.
He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Draymond Jones. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9.
All right, partner, I'm going to be Captain Obvious right here. Not the start you're looking for offensively, right? Incomplete pass, followed by a sack.
And when he went down, it looked like that right ankle got turned, but thankfully he popped up okay, and they breathed a sigh of relief on that sideline. I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. Throwing now is Lock. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
They are such a talented team at defending the perimeter and taking away throws to the outside. Great confidence, great skill.
And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away. Fielded just inside the 30. A nice job getting free on the return for 13 yards. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. Time for our first look at the Denver offense. And, of course, the new face of the Broncos, 9-time Pro Bowler while in Seattle, Russell Wilson.
His ability to adjust on the fly is almost unmatched in the game right now because it leads to a couple of snaps per game where you just sit back and ask yourself, how did he pull that off? Opponents can practice and prepare each and every week all they want, but this guy, he is hard to corral.
Now Gordon on 1st down. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight-ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. This is Gordon as they go to him again. And he is going to lose yardage here. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Let's face it, that's just a helpless feeling for a running back there. He's looking up to find a hole, and all he finds is a whole lot of ticked-off linebacker.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Now a first carry for the former Tar Heel, Javonte Williams. He'll wind up getting 4 down to the 36.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd manageable with that run.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. Just what Seattle was hoping for. The coverage holds, and now 4th down.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple of big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
And this is good. It was running out of gas there at the end, but he winds up getting just enough on it. And the Broncos, the first to grace the scoreboard. It's 3-zip. So an opening drive field goal maybe doesn't whip this crowd into a frenzy, but I think that they will take the early lead.
There's no doubt about it. They will always take the early lead, and maybe that celebration comes later if they play well and they can break things open. But right now, this was all about letting the offense just get settled in.
And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their 2nd drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Lock. He lets it fly for Lockett. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Good with it. And now a fumble. The ball's out. It's picked up by the Broncos. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. These defenses have become so opportunistic, and no matter what you're playing, in this case wide receiver, you got to be careful.
Certainly do, because there is a phrase in today's football that we use all the time: completing the process of the catch. Well, it's after you do that where the trouble begins, right? Meaning you've tucked it away, you're trying to get downfield, but someone's always coming up trying to rake at the ball and knock it free.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll run it up the middle now. Gordon. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. They stay on the ground this time. It's Williams. And he'll be taken down, as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter about to begin from Denver. It's the Broncos in possession of the football. They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5. They'll get that complete to Albert O. And he will have the Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Normally on 3rd down and short yardage, you're thinking of throwing to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the first down and then some.
They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. in good position, 1st and 10. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. 2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's 2nd down. Here's a give up the middle. It's Gordon. And only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on 3rd down. Now they run from the gun with Gordon. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. It'll be a gain of 4, but it won't be enough. It leaves them with a 4th down now. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. Fourth down, Wilson trots off, and on comes Brandon McManus for the Denver field goal. The kick by McManus is good, and they're able to double their lead in this first half. It's 6-0. So the defense are able to force their first turnover of the game, and then they add on to that by getting the field goal.
And you don't just want to take the ball away from your opponent, partner. You want to make them hurt as well. And if you don't score yourself on defense, turn it over to your offense and have them put points on the board.
And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. Let's see if they can do better here on this drive. On 1st down, Locke. Out to the right, he gets it. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. It's picked up by the Broncos. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. A lot of talk this week about ball security. In fact, they added an extra period in practice to be more secure with the ball. It didn't work out there.
Well, sometimes you just get overexcited during the game. You may all of a sudden make your catch, see some open field, and decide you're going for it, and not realizing the danger lurks while you're doing so, and there's your end result right there.
Following the fumble recovery, it's Wilson. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
That's tremendous field position that they were given following the turnover, but they've still got work to do to get to field goal range, and the coverage we're seeing isn't going to make it easy.
And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Man open. He's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. And he will have the Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now a timeout called for by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. They'll give it to Gordon out of the shotgun. Jordan Brooks on the tackle.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace it.
And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. It's 3rd and long now for Wilson and the Broncos after that sack. Going to throw deep for the end zone. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
The kick by McManus is good, and that will make this a 9-point lead. So able to add on to their first half lead here, Charles, forcing the miscue with a fumble And then turning that into 3 points.
Yeah, and more than happy to accept any mistakes the other side is willing to make. No problem. You turn it over, we'll take that, and we'll use it to expand our lead.
No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Seahawks going to take over now late in this first half. They're certainly in need of some kind of points here before the end of the half. A field goal or something, being shut out right now. They could really use some momentum before they head into halftime. Just over 30 seconds to go in the half. They've got it 1st and 10. Now Locke. He'll get this out wide with Penny. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Locke going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So the incomplete pass there, but the roughing the passer call bails them out.
Which means you have to stay on the field on defense longer because you've given the offense free snaps, not to mention the free yardage after that mistake.
Now Locke, he lost the football. It's out. It's picked up by the Broncos. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line. And now 3 drives, 3 fumbles.
What's amazing about it is when we go around and watch practices, how many times do we see them put that sleeve over the football now to make it more slippery and hard to handle? It's almost like they're playing with that sleeve on the ball right now. Was that 3 drives?
Yep.
3 fumbles?
3 fumbles.
It's time to change our luck some way, somehow. Focus, concentrate.
Touchdown, Broncos! He's got his tight end. It's Alcantara now. In the final seconds of the first half. And the Broncos will extend their lead here just before halftime.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. On here, Brandon McManus for the point after. And that will make this a 16-point lead. Well, they got the ball in great field position. 1 play later, boom, end zone. So time enough for a kickoff here. 5 seconds remaining in this first half. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, they'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome, everyone, to our brand-new studios here in downtown Orlando in the EA Sports Halftime Report. First up, though, let's run through the next-gen stats for the Seahawks in that first half. And they will need to get this passing game in gear because they did not do much of anything in that first half. And it's why the scoreline is what it is. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, we check out their numbers on the ground as they'll try to keep the momentum going into the second half.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Broncos with a lead, and they will be receiving this kickoff here as quarter 3 is underway. Taking in at the 3. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Bronco offense ready to begin this third quarter of play. So 1st and 10 here for Wilson and the Broncos at their own 23. They'll hand this to Williams to start things out. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
And they'll try and run the option to pick it up. They'll get a couple of yards on the keeper, but it's going to lead to a 4th down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were.
And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line.
It's been a struggle all game for them on offense. This was a chance to maybe provide a little bit of a spark with a punt return. Unfortunately, that spark got doused.
Yeah, and you call special teams the 3rd phase, but you see here it can be the 1st phase sometimes.
That is so true, right? It can ignite it one way or the other, and boy, that didn't help them at all.
Williams going to get it again on 2nd down. And he's going to get this pretty close to a 1st down as the tackle is made at the Seahawks 14. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with 3rd down coming up. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the 1st here. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the 1st down marker was and getting there.
They'll try and run. This is Williams. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
And now defensively, you have to look at this like the game's on the line. It's just the 3rd quarter, but another touchdown given up here could really spell an end to their chances, so they need to toughen up and keep them out of the end zone.
So a little extra time to ponder this 3rd and goal as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The Seattle defense, they haven't broken yet. Coming up here on a 3rd and goal situation. Wilson, he's going to keep it. And not going to be able to push this forward. He runs into a wall right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Russell Wilson taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Broncos have pretty well put it away here in the 4th quarter.
The defense was almost too good on that play. They took away all of his targets. The one thing they forgot to account for him as a runner. And he's able to tuck it and go for the end zone and get it done.
They're going to give it to Gordon. And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more. Only had a couple of yards to gain there on the 2-point conversion, and they were able to do it.
And how many teams shy away from running the football in the 2-point conversion? They treat 2 yards as if it were 20. If you're a good team running the ball, go to your strength. Go ahead and push it into the end zone.
Yeah, they did. It worked. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. The Seahawks take back over. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games, and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Here's Locke to throw. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And this is caught on the sideline. Are the feet in? They are. What a catch. And give him a gain of 37.
At this stage, there's nothing left to do but to keep firing. And if you're a play caller, you may go off your sheet and use some things maybe you hadn't planned to in this game. Maybe that was one of them there that worked.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. From the gun, it's Locke. And he finds Lockett in the end zone. Touchdown, Seattle. A 16-yard touchdown. And the Seahawks are finally into the end zone here in this fourth quarter. And now, of course, all scoring plays are reviewed, and I think they're going to take an extra long look at this one.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. They'll try and run it here. And he'll find his way in for two. And we're back to a two-score game. The lead's cut to 16. Well, it's still an uphill battle from here, that's for sure, but that makes it a two-score game.
And now we see why teams practice so much on the two-point conversion, why you have more than one play ready, because you may need multiples to throw out a ball game. There's a great example right there.
Two scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And the Broncos are going to get the football. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Up the middle, it's Williams. He takes this for about 6 down inside the 40. Well, at this stage, that's exactly what you want offensively. Good run on first down, stay in bounds, keep that clock rolling.
And look at that play chart that the play caller has in his hands right now. That's what you got to focus in on, because that's divided up by sections. And right now, he's looking at that 4-minute offense section. What running plays do we have to bleed down the clock and take care of the football? Right now, they're executing really well.
Williams going to get it again on second down. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now a handoff. This is Gordon. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. Now a timeout called for by the defense. That'll be their second, so one more chance to stop the clock here, and we'll be back. Now a give up the middle to Williams. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. They need to get this to the 24 on third down. Wilson looking for the end zone. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now fourth down. The kick by McManus is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Now, aren't I, though?
After splitting the uprights, McManus to kick it away. Takes it at the 7. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And Seattle now ready to march onto the field. Well, probably not much that they can do at this point, CD. Down 3 scores late in the fourth quarter. This is going to be a little too much to overcome, you would think.
Yeah, they'll go down swinging, but in the end, I think we saw the writing on the wall a while back because one team...
Tyler Lockett, he's at the 30. 10, and all the way in, touchdown Seattle.
And that touchdown puts us in a position to have a discussion, doesn't it? Now it'll be a 2-score game after the conversion.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt with a 2-score game they're going to have to onside kick it. We'll just see if they've got a miracle up their sleeve.
And you wonder what onside kicks they're going to use and in what sequence if they hope to have a chance to win this game.
Jason Myers now for the extra point. And they're able to cut the deficit to 12. Well, the offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. One play, and they're able to hit pay dirt. So 2 scores down. Time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick. And the Broncos are going to get the football. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. Now the handoff comes to Gordon. 49 yards on the ground for him so far.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. On second down, here's a keeper by the QB. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. On third down, here's Williams.
Number 33, Williams, the ball carrier.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this third down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stuffed them for almost no gain.
And the kick is good. So you wonder how this one might be remembered the next time these two teams meet. But until then, this game's over. So this one will wind up a Denver victory. And we talk so much about the turnover battle, determining who wins, who loses. This game, no exception. Air-free football, no turnovers at all, and they win it.
So this is one you don't have to convince your team that what you're saying is accurate. And you know what I'm talking about. Head coach always stands up in front of the team and says, guys, if we do this, this, and this, we'll win. And usually they say if we win the turnover battle, we'll win. Well, here's the proof right there. Win the turnover battle, go on to victory. Now the guys believe You move on to the next lesson where you have to convince them this one is now planted.